from the Psycho Cinema Therapy Theater. My name is Dwayne Walker, and about a week ago I dropped a very short vertical video on you called From Jeepneys to Jackpots that followed the rise of Sheriff Oquendo, first Filipino sheriff in Las Vegas. And I want to talk about how I formed that, how I made that short, and also I want to address the important subject of AI, specifically how it affects the environment. Now, first let's speak about the video in and of itself. Every documentary project starts with a version of the same problem. You have a story that you can feel is real, but you can't get anyone to sit down in front of a camera and tell it to you. That was where Jeepneys to Jackpots stood for weeks. I knew the Filipino immigrant experience in Las Vegas was full of exactly the kind of material I could look for. People who came here with nothing, built something, and never got asked about it on the record. But knowing a story exists and getting someone to trust you with it are two different jobs. I was making calls, getting warm nods, vague maybes, and coming back with nothing I could cut into the scene. The project was, for lack of a better word, stuck. The break came by one of these quirky things. I was passing some of these streets, as we all do, no matter where we're at, and looking at their names, and occasionally, if you're like me, you'll look at the name on the street sign and go, who is that person and why was a street named after that person? And in this case, the road was Oquendo Road. So I went back and I Googled Oquendo Road and found out that it was actually named for Sheriff Rudy Oquendo, the first Filipino sheriff in Las Vegas. And that stood out because I had just recently been making some documentaries centered around Filipino Town, which just opened over here in Las Vegas, and it's a center for the Filipino American Museum, as well as the Philam Broadcasting Studio. So that fit right in. However, when I went on Google, I could not find the first picture of Rudy Oquendo. Where are the pictures? I couldn't find very much except for maybe one or two articles. But I did find out that Sheriff Rudy Oquendo had descendants, and one of those was a judge, Judge Cheryl Moss. But she's a judge. Her name's Judge Cheryl Moss, and I sent her an email, mentioned I'd like to make a little vertical video about Sheriff Oquendo, and I was surprised at her enthusiasm. I got some photographs that I could work through, and out came the video that you see right now.
When Las Vegas was still dirt roads and dry heat, Rudy arrived from the Philippines and did something nobody expected. He became a deputy sheriff. Not a busboy, not a bellhop, a lawman. Think about that for a second. While today's Filipino community has built an incredible reputation in healthcare and hospitality, and they absolutely deserve that recognition, Rudy was out here writing a completely different chapter. He was the one with the badge and the gun, keeping order in a city that was still figuring out what it even wanted to be. And if that wasn't enough by night, he'd hang up the uniform, step behind a bar, and pour drinks until closing time. 2 jobs, 0 complaints. Then one day, Rudy sat down at a Keno table and won big.
I won!
And instead of pocketing it all, he donated a portion to an orphanage, a sheriff, a bartender, and now a philanthropist. His ultimate dream was to own that bar outright. And in 1964, he finally did.
While I was placing this project together, I was also working through something separate. That was my own uneasy relationship using AI tools, where I actually stand on using them. Now, a year ago, I had posted something online where I was talking about a project that I want to make, and I still want to make, and it looks like with AI I might be able to make it, called Lapu 1, about the first Filipino astronaut in space. At the time, the country of the Philippines was going to launch an astronaut into space, but things didn't work out, so they pulled the program indefinitely. And I had written the script because of that, because I thought, well, if they had gone, what would it have been like? And so I wrote my own script on it. Well, guess what? They're going to launch someone, for real. So they're bringing back the space program, and now I got the script that I wrote about the first Filipino astronaut. So that could also immediately get made within the next month or two using AI tools, provided that the proper financing is there, so I can really jump into that. Now, all that said, I still have to talk about the issue I have with AI, and that is concerning the environment. And the main reason, we know that they make a lot of heat. They need a lot of water to cool themselves off. And so there's some talk about how that will affect the ocean and our environment and all. And I also know that the Philippines are being hit on too, to be used as a place to put data centers. Well, my feeling is this: if they do not find a solution, if we go through years and years and years and they're still creating environmental damage, then obviously we got to cut down on the data centers. I know some people probably want to get rid of them, period, but even before AI, there were always data centers, so it's not like it's a new thing. But we would have to cut down on them, I believe, and that might mean that the cost of AI might go up, and that's something that I would accept. And I'd rather have the cost of AI go up and a moratorium put on data centers than to keep running havoc over the environment. But hey, I can make my little hallucinations for free online. No, that's the point. Now, other issues regarding things like copyright and all that, those are important issues as well. But I'm not that concerned about them, because the legal system should be able to take care of that. You see your image on a video, and you didn't endorse it, you can write down where that came from, and you can go ahead and go after that person. The environment's not dying as a result of that. Now, even major Hollywood agencies like the William Morris Agency have adapted to the digital world, the digital experience. Go to the William Morris Agency's website and you can read regarding AI. All this is just so brand new in a way that you really need to jump in at the moment to know what's happening before it just swims right past you. I had that happen to me with video. I'm not going to let that happen to me with AI. Thank you for watching Psycho Cinema Therapy Theater. If you disagree, feel free to put that in the comments. I appreciate all comments. Feel free to like this video and subscribe to this channel. And we'll see you next time. Psycho Cinema Therapy Theater.